Vino Farm, you can stop with the bee barn bullshit. For you to suggest there's something wrong with the Langstroth hive, you are misleading beekeepers. I've been beekeeping for 10 years, and Reverend Langstroth was the greatest inventor for the bee industry ever, okay? There is nothing better than the Langstroth hive. For you to suggest in some of your videos that you fixed the Langstroth hive when there was nothing wrong with it, okay? Why don't you talk about the toxic chemicals that are killing honeybees? No, you never talk about that. You want to do all this other stupid shit. Langstroth hive is the best hive. There's no reason why you'd eat anything different. A bee barn is just bullshit, all right? Look, this is an old colony. This is not a new colony from this year. Langstroth hive. And I'm constantly pulling frames out after I've done 2 splits during the spring, early summer. I pull frames out for failed mating nukes. I'm getting ready to do it again. Okay, what's in this Langstroth hive? Why is there anything wrong with the Langstroth hive? There isn't anything wrong with it. Why you keep suggesting that there's something wrong with the Langstroth hive and you fixed it with the stupid bee barn bullshit? See, they're bringing in nectar. It's a standard frame that goes into a Langstroth hive. I'm looking for a frame that has a few eggs on it. This was up above that medium. Sometimes the queens will go all the way up to the center of the hive laying, and sometimes that colony won't. So I have to pull out a few frames at the top medium. See, we have pollen here. You never know what the bees are going to do. And if there's too much sunlight, I can't see if there are any eggs. But there's pollen up here and a little bit of nectar. I've got almost 260 hives, Vino Farm. How many hives do you have? Okay? I've got 10 years experience. I think I know a little bit more than you. I'm not telling people to change the way to keep their bees. You know, the Langstroth hive, there's nothing wrong with it. The issue is the toxic chemicals that crop farmers keep putting into the environment. And it depends on where you live. I'm surrounded by crop farmers. My bees have a hard time during winter. Why? Because of all the toxic chemicals they bring into the hive during the summer. During the summer, the bees don't live very long, so you don't notice it. But during the winter, when that queen stops laying and all she has is the bees that went into winter with her, if those bees die from the toxic chemicals and the colony gets really small, they're going to have a hard time with the cold. That's the other issue, Vino Farm. Insulating a hive is not going to help a colony survive the toxic chemicals in the hive. Okay, you're making it airtight. You're making it more toxic for the bees. They're not getting any fresh air. You're closing the upper entrances. The moisture can't get out. Let's face it, you're a fucking idiot when it comes to beekeeping. Of all the beekeepers on YouTube, I gotta say you are the worst. After having a winter where you lost almost all your colonies, you want to come back and tell people how to keep honeybees when you really have no idea. And then after that, you got lucky for a winter. You didn't have that many losses. You just got lucky. That doesn't mean you know what you're doing. That just means you got lucky. You see all this brood here? Langstroth hive. I don't have a bee barn, okay? There's nothing wrong with the Langstroth hive. It's been around for over 100 years. Thank you, Reverend Langstroth, for your invention. It is the greatest invention to the bee industry. Before you invented the hive, people were destroying colonies to get the honey. Okay? There's nothing wrong with Langstroth hive. Why would you want to discredit Reverend Langstroth for his invention by saying that it needs to be fixed? That you fixed it somehow, Vino Farm. You didn't fix anything because you didn't. There was nothing broke with the Langstroth hive. You're just a stupid moron, all right? Thank you.